Get every lighters out already, cause you want non-stop fire. Roll.
Got another brother, we rebuilding we. OG right there. Go subscribe to his channel.
Great grandson in the building.
We rebuilding to last forever, reaching for the future. No matter the weather, we strong. We focus, get into the bag. Moving smart with silence, never been the ones to brag. Haters see and hear the name, we rebuilding, we everlasting in the game. Stay far away from lanes. Praise the rules and Prince and Paul the name. We are not the same. Praise the rules and Prince and Paul the name. We are not the same. Are not the same. And we are not the same. Praise the rules and Prince and Paul the name. We are not the same. Na, 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 na. Are not the same. Are not the same. Are not the same. This 2009 and we are not the same.
Group offered you 12 points. What are points of the rap?
How do you know about this shit? Number one, who you have some? You got some good. Nigga, shut up.
We gotta. Hey, look here. If you know this,
Yes.
you put a team together. If you can't trust your team implicitly, you need to get new team members.
Absolute points is like, you know, when you how many records you sell, how much money you gonna get on the bag and residual.
Oh, it's not like the points you're not gonna get against Bronny, right?
No,
See, Gilly ain't the type that's gonna bite his tongue. Gilly been speaking about it, people just wasn't listening. That's what he said though.
You was saying point.
So back in the day, Hov tried to sign my group Major Figures. It wasn't just that, it was Roc-A-Fella. You know, I didn't feel as though that the contract was right, so I didn't accept it. You know what I mean? I did a solo deal with Tony Draper and Suave House. He's my great friend to this day. Two other artists that was on Major Figures, Dutch and Speed, they went over to Entertainment. Another artist that was on Major Figures, Ab Lava, he went over to Dr. Dre. So we kind of had this Optimus Prime thing going on where everybody could go get their own money on a solo thing, and we're going to do the group together.
I always wondered why Gilly ain't signed, and I was like, Gilly's stupid. He could have been with Roc-A-Fella, but come to find out, Gilly was a smart one the whole time.
We know now. We know
Chain
now.
and Dame came back with the offer. I didn't like the offer. I thought it was a slave deal. I thought we would have to sell a quadrillion records to make some money, so I turned it down, and that was the situation.
But what transpired after that?
I mean, some things were said about making it difficult for
For you to be in this game.
You know, but
Does that happen a lot?
Yes,
If you
it
refuse
happens a
to
lot.
sign with someone, it's like, okay, you're done. You're not gonna work in this industry.
it happens a lot in this game, you know, especially to a young kid that got talent, that's young and naive. You're like, you man, what do you mean you're gonna make it difficult? I believe in God, nigga, shut up. But the reality of it is that they can make it difficult for you. You gotta understand. Wallow was in jail, right? And he used to call. And I used to say, cuz they blackballing me, man. And I didn't know that he thought that I was full of shit until he came home. And then we would bump into people and they would tell us, like, now Gilly was on the list. That, like, you gotta understand, shout out to...
Once you turn down Hov, yeah, he probably put the word out, fuck that kid. Don't fuck with him. He turned me down, let that kid rot in the hood.
Cypher Sounds, you gotta understand, because I was talented, people didn't want to block me. So he brought me up to MTV. I was on MTV, I did an interview on MTV. And the interview was so powerful that they got a call from Universal. Said, you'll never get. Wow, if you interview me. I'm just a kid just trying to get on. You gotta understand, I'm in the car, I'm on my way to 50 Cent house because 50 Cent went to sign me. Shout out to 50, you know what I mean? And I'm in a truck with Cosmic Kev. Shout out. Biggest DJ from Philadelphia. And he calls DJ Khaled. And he says, man, Gilly got this record that's moving. And Khaled says, yeah, Gilly, I see the record is moving. You know, shit. You know. And then says, are you still beefing with Lil Wayne, though?
See?
I said, what? The does it have to do with you, man? First of all, Wayne, right? Anybody I ever had an issue with, they started the shit. I never start nothing. I mind my business. Anybody know Gilly, sit around, he smoke his weed, he work, he do his work, and he mind his business. Anybody I ever had an issue with, ever, they started the shit with me. It's just that I'm ultra aggressive.
Ultra.
So then when I come back, it's like, damn, that was crazy. Like, no. If I'm getting in the ring with you, bro, I'm not throwing jabs. I'm throwing jabs and hooks and uppercuts. I'm trying to get you the out of here.
Right.
So, for me, it's always just been, I mind my business. You with me, then you get what come with that.
Right.
You know what I mean? But back when I was speaking on, because you got me off this goddamn cognac and kind of pretty good, though. Smooth too.
Yeah. We're gonna see you with a bar and let you celebrate.
Smooth through my thought process. He gets you with that shit. I mean, man, shout out to this stuff, man.
Shea by Laportier.
Shea, let me tell you something.
It's a VSOP that drinks like an XO.
And this shit smooth too. You sneak up on you. Motherfucker run up on you like a bank robber.
What have you learned, or what did you learn, or how have you learned about the music industry?
I learned that all of that shit is fake.
Really?
Yes. All of it, that's why I don't go to no parties. Because all of it is fake. All of it's a bunch of fluff. All of it is a bunch of drunk black.
Y'all remember that famous Roc Nation brunch? The Roc Nation brunch. I got invited to the Roc Nation brunch. Oh.
I need each other. Man, we gonna get together, man. 50 years, baby. I ain't got your number. Shut up. You ain't got to lie to me no more.
This shit make a lot of them dudes look crazy. First of all, DJ Khaled, this is turning the whole world upside down. But hey, we seen it happen before. It's gonna happen again. Happen with Diddy. It could happen to anybody. The whole world will come crumbling. And you know, this is all opinions. As far as the Epstein stuff, we're gonna get into that. But he's innocent and still proven guilty. But it's looking bad. Instagram followers is dropping. Rumors of divorce. I don't know if that's true or not. You smell me? I definitely seen a post, and Wiz Khalifa commented. There was a post saying, "Oh, Beyonce want to leave Jay-Z. Divorce is coming up because of the Epstein thing." And I seen Wiz Khalifa leaving a post comments. He said, "Just cry about it and keep it pushing." I'm like, damn. Wiz threw that in the comments. Official Wiz Khalifa. That was crazy.
Rich.
But see, he gonna get into that brunch. He gonna get into that Roc Nation brunch.
Matter of fact, I'm tracking you now, and I might buy a couple of you bastards. You ain't got to lie to me no more. I don't. See, you gotta understand. I'm this motherfucker, right? They call us, right? They say, Gilly, we want to invite you to the Roc Nation brunch. I'm the nigga. I said, why would I want to come? Why wouldn't you want to come? I said, you want me to keep it real with you, or you want me to lie to you? Keep it a buck. Roc Nation brunch ain't of nothing but Jay-Z putting a bunch of on the lawn and they back door saying, I told you I still run this shit. Give me the money. You think I'm letting it use my brand? Huh? See, Rich said like this.
Yeah, I see how you turn to that.
I got this shit from Russell and them. I ain't there yet. But I be seeing the rich shit like this. You know, they get a little money, they cross their legs and shit. That's all this is, man. Let's keep it real. I operate with 26 major brands. You think I don't know what branding is? I know we don't work from New Amsterdam, Scape, Harrier, Razors, Roman, Swipes, you name them. They come to $1 million worth of game because we move the needle. I don't let nobody allow to use my brand with their brand. What do you get from going to these parties except for a picture?
Damn. This nigga said some revolutionary shit that went over a lot of people. Everybody want to be, oh, Jay-Z. You know, hey, all that's over, man. The truth coming along.
Don't even smile with you if you ain't worth 500 million or more. Let's be for real. The only smiling they do is when the billionaires in the picture. Look at all these broke ass on the lawn. Come on, man. I ain't with none of that shit. I don't want to party with you. Made for myself. I made a way for myself. I made my own way. Me and God, man. So I don't want to kick it with you. I don't want to do nothing. I want to stay in my own world. Smoke my weed and make my content and keep kicking you asses. That's what I like to do.
The beef with you and had with Wayne, how did that come to?
Wowzer. The boy talking, man, you gotta admit. And that's crazy how a lot of us didn't hear these warnings, you know. But that ain't even really what we getting into today. It's just a show of the tactics and how he got to where he at. You feel me? The shrewdness. We did the thing about the other day. He got the the CEO of his company is a federal agent. You know what I mean? Is you know, not a federal agent, but somebody who told on everybody. And then we did the thing about how all Dame Dash, all his old homies is, you know, not his homies no more. You had Nicki Minaj, she was saying something about some other stuff. Hold on.
No idea that Nicki Minaj would become his biggest op, but will her beef with Jay cost her everything?
Nicki Minaj is back on X, and she's coming for Jay-Z.
Jay-Z has become one of the most powerful men in the entertainment industry. With a billion-dollar portfolio that spans music and sports, his ruthless business acumen has turned him into the ultimate kingpin of the rap game. But lately, there's been one artist who's been absolutely obsessed with taking down Jay once and for all, and that's the so-called queen of rap, Nicki Minaj. But will Nicki...
It's almost like she knows something else, too. But her gripe with him is, I think, some money.
His quest to expose Jay jeopardized everything. That's why we're doing a breakdown of every single time Nicki Minaj warned.
Shout out to Bull Light. Shout out to Bull Light. But yo, on some real shit, Young Money is most definitely on the list. It's crazy. You seen it, right? Yeah, yo.
About Jay-Z. How did Nicki and Jay go from being business partners to enemies? Why is Nicki accusing Jay of trying to destroy Lil Wayne's legacy? And is it true that Jay's company, Roc Nation, is actively trying to sabotage Nicki Minaj's marriage? We've even done a deep dive into one of the biggest power players in Roc Nation and Nicki's accusation that Jay-Z's right-hand woman actually has a disturbing dark side. What's the secret history of Roc Nation's CEO? What does it say about Jay-Z's power over the music industry? Finally, we're gonna analyze how the whole world is reacting to Nicki and Jay's fallout, including the allegations that Jay might have fathered a secret child.
Yo, that was sad. A dude is a Jay kid. That's fucked up.
Yeah.
Will Nicki's war do permanent damage to Jay-Z's legacy?
Jay-Z is almost a person in hip-hop that you don't even really think he exists until you meet him.
Back in the day, Jay-Z and Nicki Minaj actually used to be business partners. Both rappers have long-standing New York ties. While Sean Jay-Z Carter was born and raised in Brooklyn's notorious Marcy housing projects, Nicki was born in Trinidad but grew up in the Bronx and South Jamaica, Queens. Jay rose to power in the late 90s and early 2000s as not only a critically acclaimed, commercially successful rapper, but also an extremely enterprising businessman. He founded his own record label, Roc-A-Fella Records, and rapidly expanded his portfolio to include his very own movie studio and clothing brand, while also making crucial partnerships with bigger corporations. Nicki, on the other hand, came up under the mentorship of Lil Wayne and his record label, Young Money. After being signed by Wayne in 2008, Nicki Minaj became a rising star in the industry, and it turns out that Jay-Z had an active hand in boosting her career. After hearing a rough version of Robin Thicke's single, Shaking It for Daddy, I can't say I'm sorry, alright, I'm an adult. Okay, we can do this. After hearing a rough version of Robin Thicke's single, Shaking It for Daddy, Jay recommended he put Nicki on the song. Not only did Robin take Jay's advice, but he also brought Nicki on TV to perform the song with him. In fact, Nicki talked about how much Jay's cosign meant to her. Quote, Jay-Z is a person in hip-hop that you almost don't think he exists until you meet him. It's almost like he's bigger than a person. He's a mythical figure. That's a great way to describe it. I was like, Jay-Z know me? It was like getting that stamp of approval from the most popular jock in high school and being a freshman in high school and thinking no one knows you exist. Go on to collaborate with Jay-Z on the Kanye West song Monster, where her show-stopping feature verse was ranked by Complex Magazine as the best rap verse in a 5-year period. Jay-Z even brought her out to perform Monster at Yankee Stadium, making Nicki Minaj the first female rapper to ever hit the stage there. Nicki continued to skyrocket through the industry, becoming the top-selling female rapper in history. As Nicki grew in stature, she and Jay-Z began to link up and do even more lucrative business together. In 2015...
Where did it go wrong, though? Did she know about this Epstein shit before it happened?
And Jay-Z launched his very own streaming platform called Tidal, a competitor to Spotify and Apple Music. Jay's pitch for Tidal is that it would be far more artist-friendly, paying a higher share of streaming revenue than its big-name competitors. Today, Tidal pays out way more money per stream than any other DSP. But at the time, Jay-Z needed serious star power to compete with a major corporation like Spotify. And in order to do that, he called in a favor from Nicki Minaj. Nicki became the co-owner of Tidal. Under her deal with Jay-Z, she was given a 3% equity stake in the company, along other big-name artists like Kanye West, Rihanna, and of course Jay-Z's wife, Beyonce. Nicki even premiered the much-anticipated music video for her Beyonce collab, Feeling Myself, as a Tidal exclusive, and performed alongside Beyonce at a Tidal.
Yeah, I remember she came and then a bunch of other stars came and made Tidal like super official, including Kanye West,
sponsored charity event in Brooklyn. The synergy behind the Queen of Rap and the Queen Bee teaming up to promote Tidal was a huge look, and Jay-Z clearly orchestrated the entire thing. To outsiders, it seemed like Jay and Nicki had forged a mutually beneficial partnership.
Wayne is his own person. He's a businessman, and whatever decision Wayne makes, I would never in my life speak against it publicly.
But nearly 10 years later, Nicki revealed that she was sick of Jay-Z and exposed him for disrespecting her mentor, Lil Wayne. In September of 2020, Lamar was announced as the headliner for the Super Bowl halftime show. What made this especially controversial was that the Super Bowl was scheduled to take place in New Orleans, Lil Wayne's hometown. Wayne had campaigned hard for the Super Bowl and publicly admitted that he really wanted the gig. In Wayne's eyes, headlining the Super Bowl in his city would be the ultimate.
A lot of people were angry about that because they figured Wayne is from New Orleans. Right. Wayne ain't never did. Wayne ain't. My thing is, Wayne wasn't super hot at the time. Kendrick was hot, on fire.
Calico salute.
I think the decision was right, you know what I mean? Wayne wasn't, you know what I mean?
Nigga, this shit is some ugly shit going on, man. You hear me, man? Calico, do you hear me, my brother? This shit is very disgusting. Very disgusting, brother. This gonna turn the world upside down. But then again, you get what I'm saying? It is exposing every motherfucking thing, bruh. Cases that was closed, this and that. I'm gonna proceed, man. It's crazy, man.
He ain't ready for that. He don't really got them hits like that. That's Wayne. We love him and all that, but nah, Kendrick was ready for that.
Achievement. But when Kendrick was announced as a headliner instead, it not only emotionally devastated Wayne, it divided the entire rap game against Jay-Z. Jay-Z has become famously hands-on when it comes to picking who plays the Super Bowl. His company Roc Nation is an official partner of the NFL. Industry insiders say that Jay is the person who makes the ultimate selection of who headlines the halftime show. He's been instrumental in getting A-list stars like Rihanna, Usher, Dr. Dre, and yes, Kendrick, to agree to play the Super Bowl. But Jay's highly public Lil Wayne snub set Nick
had them tight-ass bell bottoms on some West Coast shit.
Nicki Minaj off. She responded to the news by attacking Jay on social media, arguing that Jay's own personal animosity towards Wayne was destroying the culture. Quote, denying a young black man what he rightfully put into this game for no other reason but your ego, your hatred for Birdman, Drake, and Nicki got you punishing Lil Wayne?
She bugging. It's ego. She's delusional for that. Kendrick was better at the time. Kendrick was more, he was more lit at the time.
Lil Wayne, the GOAT, no loyalty, them niggas will keep stunning you. To be fair, Lil Wayne is middle-aged, like he is 42. Calling him young, not really accurate, but Nicki even took it further than that, though. She brought up Jay-Z's alleged betrayal of Colin Kaepernick, the former quarterback for the San Francisco 49ers. Cap drew attention in 2016 for kneeling during the national anthem in order to protest police brutality, leading him to essentially being blacklisted from the NFL. While Jay's publicity showed support for Cap, a ton of activists see this new partnership with the NFL as a knife in the back moment. Critics say that Jay supported Cap in order to look woke, but snaked him when he saw a financial opportunity. And Nicki clearly agrees. Quote,
Jay don't care about nothing, but that's what he's been showing us since he got in the game.
one Nick took a knee, the other Nick took a bag. He gonna get you in line every fucking time. Nicki is essentially accusing Jay-Z of putting money over morals, and this has been a criticism of Jay his entire career. While Jay's often used his music to speak on social issues, his critics have also pointed out that he's one of the most cutthroat businessmen in the rap game, and that his ultimate goal is more and more wealth. And keeping it real, Jay's been more successful than any other artist in the industry. Not only was he the first billionaire rapper, but with a net worth topping.
Yo, what up? What up?
Yo, what up?
Nah, this shit crazy, man. We about to get into the Epstein, what went down, what's in the Epstein files with Jay. You know, a lot of people been warning, and even you and people on the panel, they said something ain't right with Jay, something ain't right. I thought he was just a regular. We know he's a shrewd businessman. We know that.
Yes.
And he been telling us since he got in the game that it's all about the money. He and stuff is like, what's going on? You know, like, man, some people are rejoicing. His Instagram followers is dropping. A lot of stuff is happening right now. It's looking real bad for the man. I don't think he's gonna, you think he's gonna recover from this shit or what?
I don't know, man.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. As of right now, it's
See what
not
happened to
official
Diddy?
charges or anything.
I don't know, man.
And nothing's come of this yet, so I don't know. I really don't know.
I hear you. And yeah, let's get into what's in the Epstein file. Some emails or some this or that. Let's see about that first. I'll get my camera on. Benny Johnson, big channel, 6.8 million. Salute Benny Johnson. I think he's just gonna break down.
Words, B.
What's up, guys? Benny. Kanye told us, man. Listen to this.
People like Jay-Z and Pusha T, they our people. So how the f they gonna stand up for our people? You know what I'm saying? But we forget that because we love Jay-Z's music so much. We love.
That's crazy. What you specifically said, Jay-Z and Pusha T. Hold on, man.
But, I mean, he's got trouble with Pusha T.
Damn.
Music so much, right? But you think they would ever? Oh, Beyonce had the best hit for somebody else.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You think they would ever tell the truth? No, if they told the truth, back then they'd go to jail. You know what I'm saying? So you have liars.
Yeah.
Liars are now the face of our culture.
He said Jay-Z and Pusha T. These are the two names that recently came up in the Epstein files. So this is way before it came out. He knew something, and he's in the circle. So wow, that's kind of crazy.
Wow.
Yeah.
And he said Pusha T and he said Jay-Z were the ones who were lying to the entire industry, the entire movement, the entire culture, and it's always the people you least expect, right? It's always, Jay-Z, the guy who does music videos literally making out with Satanists, Maria Abramovich, the spirit cooking dinner, truly the Satanist master of the entertainment industry, hugging and kissing her live in public. Woman is literally the person.
Sorry, B-Ray, I know this turned your world upside down too, but it's what it is. The truth must be heard. Give a fuck. I don't care about nobody. If it come out on you, you're getting it.
Personification of evil. And this is how it works, right? This is what you have to do in order to get famous. And you'll lose your soul. And Kanye warned us. Jay-Z and Pusha T If they told you the truth, they would go to jail. Well, now what do we find out in the Epstein files? That one of the alleged Epstein victims named Jay-Z and Pusha T as abusers. Now, I don't really want to read the allegations. You can go find them yourself. I'll give you the actual. This is it on the on the DOJ website. And there are a lot of lurid allegations. So I just want to start off by saying, I mean, listen, they're just allegations.
Yeah, that picture is foul.
Yo, that's what I've been laughing at the whole time.
That picture is foul. Yo, they violated the whole.
Prove them in court. There's plenty of abuse victims here for Epstein. There's plenty of abuse victims that want everyone to know more and hear more. The DOJ has, of course, redacted the names and the likenesses, the images, whether it be on video or whether it be hard copies of the images or the court documents. They're not going to release the names of victims for Jeffrey Epstein, and there's lots of them. But listen, there's lawsuits going on. And so I just want to say that, like, anybody who abused any woman, and like whether it's Jay-Z or whether it's people that you might least expect. I mean, there's some really heinous stuff coming out about the royal family and, of course, Bill Clinton. Like, go after all of it. As far as I'm concerned, you have to go after all of it. Now, here we go. Jay-Z has been announced on Epstein's list. Now, what is this? It is a allegation. It's pretty sick. It just has to do with sexual abuse, right?
Maybe that's a picture of Jay-Z in 20 years. That's how he's going to look.
We're not going to be reading all the details of these allegations. You can read them for yourself, okay? Same thing we did with Donald Trump. There were like allegations against Donald Trump. What we don't have in this file is what the feds decided on this. With Donald Trump, we had they were pretty salacious and gross.
That picture right there is crazy. Him kikiing with this dude, you feel me? And Kanye said Pusha T and Jay-Z. Specifically, 2 names.
Damn. Task allegations against Donald Trump. And then what we had were the feds saying, well, this individual who's making these allegations never met Trump. It's secondhand. It's gossip stuff. She actually belongs on psychiatric meds. She's been determined to be psychiatrically unstable, like psychotically unstable. That's what the feds determined. That's inside of the document. Publish the allegations against Trump, but then don't say what the Federal Crisis Center and Intake determined those allegations. They're being knowingly deceptive.
Okay.
All I'm saying here, I'm just going to read you what the what the takeaway is here for the allegations against Jay-Z and Pusha T. Obviously another big time rapper and rap industry insider. And what happened? The allegations are stunning. Abduction, 1996. This is the year that Jay-Z dropped his first album. Epstein Mansion. We know that Epstein was operational in 1996. He was visiting the White House with Bill Clinton. He was at the White House 19 different times. She said she was abducted. The documents claim Pusha T as one of the handlers who helped.
The joint said she said she was abducted on several occasions and recalled Leon Black and William Barr, current U.S. State Attorney General, being present during some of the occasions of abuse. The documents also names rapper Pusha T as one of her handlers. Damn, man. Who helped drugged victims. She claims she was drugged on each occasion. Yo, this is nasty work, man. God damn.
The victims. Now, we know, by the way, we know that this is, again, I'm not saying they're connected, but we know this was what happened with Diddy. We know that Diddy would drug these girls and that he'd show up by the van loads. We have video. They have video of that. Now, the feds, James Comey's dog.
Hey, yo, ho. Yo, do you know Diddy? Nah, I don't know that nigga. Crazy. Nasty work once again. I'm going to keep it 100, though. I'm going to put a thumbnail up, and it's going to change the whole conversation on what we're saying. Let's go.
I can't believe it's true, but James Comey's daughter, Maureen.
Sorry, Diddy wasn't charged with none of that, so.
Comey is the one who was brought in to make sure that these big time Democrats did not get charged correctly. This happened with Sam Bankman-Fried. This happened with Diddy. And she, I personally believe, was there as a DOJ protection mechanism to make sure that the people who donated to the Democrat Party didn't actually face charges. And nonetheless, they weren't able to get the Diddy charges, but the biggest charges against them didn't stick. What will happen to Jay-Z? Well, Jay-Z seemed to be panicked. Jay-Z has deleted all of his Instagram.
Yeah.
And Beyonce is apparently losing millions and millions of followers. It's very interesting. Beyonce has lost 10 million followers on Instagram after Jay-Z was named.
So people look at Beyonce like, you know about this shit. People don't believe it, you know, because it's still accusations, but then they like, I can't be following you. That's putting a dent in the beehive. Oh, man. Damn. Crazy.
In the child sex trafficking case, okay, yikes. She's lost some big followers, too, from inside of the industry. Is it something, is the industry, like, going to come clean here?
It's something that everybody knows, and now, because it's, like, put out there, they jumping on it, pause, or like I said, there's accusations, but it was funny to me how Kanye said the two names. That was weird.
Jay-Z and Pusha T are accused of assaulting a girl, accused of kidnapping. These are not the first kidnapping allegations that have been made against Jay-Z. There are other multiple pending lawsuits that connected to Diddy, actually the Diddy lawsuits. We've covered those on the program. So this is not the first kidnapping from a young woman or abuse allegation against Jay-Z. Nonetheless, you know, this is what is in the documents. Again, you can go ahead and find it right here. Here's the actual DOJ landing page. People who are no longer following Jay-Z on Instagram after the Epstein files were released: Rihanna, Kim Kardashian, mother-in-law, Kelly Rowland, Apple Music, NFL, no public statements made. Who wants their brand associated with controversy like this anyway?
See, that's the messed up part about these accusations. They're going to do some damage regardless.
Yeah, even if he's found to be completely innocent, they just lost a lot of money and a lot of opportunity.
Yikes.
What? Yikes.
He used my word. I said that.
I also find that many people are noting that while left-wing entertainment media has been going after Nicki Minaj all week, who, by the way, is clean as a whistle, and what I mean by that is she's not in the Epstein files, there's been no reporting on Jay-Z. Seems odd. Here's some reporting from the New York Post here. Jay-Z in Epstein dump, accused of abuse along with Pusha T. So there you go. Jay-Z listened to the Epstein files and somehow TMZ blogs are, the pattern is there. Y'all are choosing to ignore it. The year Jay-Z released his first album was the year he reportedly drugged and sexually abused a young girl. He also groomed Aaliyah and Beyonce. I mean, that's.
They're saying TMZ is being quiet on the topic. That's interesting.
Okay, that's indisputable. I mean, they talk about this, right? That they're like, that they're out in the open. There's plenty of interviews about that. Partaking in these acts was his initiate cult, and the reason why he's allowed to release music and become a part of it. This is how the elite operate. It's all one big club. That's what everyone's saying. They destroyed Kanye's life, slandered Nicki Minaj, but the leftoids have no energy.
I like how he's not acknowledging that picture either. He's just acting like it's normal. Like,
I can't look at it. It's crazy.
Oh my God. He look like the Predator. My homeboy from UK, he can't say Predator, so he say Predator.
He does look like the Predator.
For Jay-Z, also explain this haircut.
Oh, there you go.
What Jay-Z currently looks like. He's under a lot of stress.
Oh, man.
Jay-Z's company chooses the halftime performers for the Super Bowl, and it's Bad Bunny, cross-dressing demonic Bad Bunny, who says he's going to use his show in order to push queer rights.
Yeah, you should check his channel out. This is gonna be you in the future.
Yeah.
Right winger.
That quote from the artist Bad Bunny. Deviance. Is it making sense now? There you go. People are mass unfollowing the accounts. I don't know. Listen, I'm just saying, we're here to report the allegation.
He gonna take some major hits behind this, just the allegations alone. When you're on that level, but actually, you know, remember he got accused by the other girl of some shit. He beat that case. Remember that? The little young girl said some crazy shit.
I don't remember that specifically, but look, I can't. Who's the last celebrity that went to prison for this?
Fucking, I don't know. Well, Epstein, I don't know.
R. Kelly? That was 15 years ago? Yeah, 15 years ago. That's the only person in the industry who ever got called up. Come on.
I'm gonna just check out a little bit of this. This dude, I think he's gonna go down. He's gonna get into the paperwork a little bit.
Crazy.
R. Kelly, but R. Kelly is caught on camera. R. Kelly got hella victims that's like piled up.
Yeah,
it's a situation like they got. I don't know how many victims, but I think R. Kelly was a different situation. And
yeah, no, it was. It was.
Ain't no doubt in nobody's mind that R. Kelly is doing that. We seen him on the streets with, you know, they were selling the DVD on the streets of him, you know, performing. And that's messed up because when you think about it, you're like, what? You was watching child porn if you watch that bullshit.
Yeah, I've never seen it, but that's crazy.
That's sick.
Jesus.
Rich shit like this. Man.
Yeah, see, you turned to that. I got this shit from Russ or whatever.
Miramax, Weinstein's company, Defendant. The Walt Disney Company, Defendant. Def Jam Records, Defendant. Recordings, Defendant. Rock Nation LLC, Defendant. Universal Music Group, Defendant. Beyonce G. Knowles, Defendant. Kanye O. West, Defendant. Terrence Thornton, Defendant. Black Cube Ltd, Defendant. Vivendi SA, Defendant. Dwayne Carter, Defendant. Brunel, Defendant. Young Money Entertainment, Good Music, Defendant. Shelly Masburg Smith, Defendant. David Boyce, Defendant. Robert Kelly. R. Kelly, Defendant. Milton Brown, Defendant. Marcelo Claro, Defendant. Spring Corporation, Defendant. Viacom, CBS, Defendant. Virgil Abloh, Defendant.
Oh.
Qatar Investment Authority, Defendant. Tudor Saliba Corporation, Defendant. Shout out to my brother Kwame Brown in the building. I got to subscribe to his channel, Kwame Brown Bust, like y'all already know what it is.
Defendants. Hold on, man.
Trafficking.
When you go in at somebody like Jay, it's gonna come with a lot. But like I said, he just went through this and he beat it. So I don't know. This is different though, because now the Epstein is attached to it. That's something you don't want to be attached to.
Yeah, for sure.
Hostage taking and related abuse, but also began exploiting the plaintiffs, right, for theft of trade secrets, intellectual property, and tortious interference in the plaintiff's career and economic opportunities, right? Also, if you look into this paperwork, which I've looked further, and I will show you here, it went on to say some very, very, very bothering things, allegations. Now, again, this was thrown out. So now everybody's talking about it like, damn, remember that case that was thrown out, bro? This is crazy. Like, they threw that case out, but damn, now everybody see the Epstein files like, hold on, man. Right? It also goes on to say, this complaint continues, as you read right in the middle. It says plaintiff 3, the plaintiff agreed to an out-of-court multi-million-dollar monetary settlement in the late 1980s, early 1990s, to avoid public criminal and civil prosecution for Epstein's sexual abuse of several of the plaintiff's 2 and 3 children. Plaintiffs 2 and 3 share 6 children together, 3 sons, 3 daughters, and approximately 14 grandchildren. After misappropriating Leslie Wester's money to pay the settlement, Jeffrey Epstein devised a scheme of revenge and recovery of the money by targeting the plaintiffs for trafficking and trafficking the children, for continued abuse at his various orgies around the world, where he was paid large sums of money by elite attendees of salacious events and then used the money from the plaintiffs to repay his debt to Wexner. The decades of abuse, sexual assaults were equally to the benefit, entertainment, and economic enrichment of the corporations as well.
When you Beyonce, he already got accused, like I said, of some crazy stuff with a super minor. I think it was, I forgot what age, but she was a minor. He beat that or whatever, I guess. The case got thrown out. But then now, your name coming up in this Epstein with the same type of allegations, it's kind of hard to stand by you know what I mean? And it's like, wait a minute, is there something to this? Because God forbid you shaming the victims and the victims went through this and y'all, you know what I mean? So, wow.
Yeah, it's, man, that's tough to deal with.
They said there's rumors of them divorcing. I don't know, but yikes, this is just, it's a lot.
As facilitated in whatever capacities by the corporations, their manager and personnel, by any person that was named as a defendant. Remember, the football player, he came out and made allegations against Jay-Z and Beyonce. Everybody said he was crazy. All these allegations have been stacking up. But I had to see something because there was so many people that came last night on the comment section and that had come inside of my channel. There was so many people that came and said, well, Ticket, that said that Jay-Z and Harvey Weinstein was 1996. What the hell would Harvey Weinstein and Jay-Z be doing in the same circles? Well, I did some research, right? And my research showed me that Harvey Weinstein reportedly was attending parties and events where all types of people from the hip-hop industry, people that was from the movie industry, and all of the celebrities would go to. He would frequently attend these events.
Wow.
And these parties.
I mean, that's not, unusual. He's a movie, big-time movie exec,
I looked at something else because everybody said, and remember, it was one person who said to me, and I saw this on a few documentaries that I seen online recently in the aftermath of it. And it was one pastor to have went through a certain situation, and he says that in order for you to get to that next level, and remember, also, you had not only Cat Williams come out and lit off this, but you also had the actor, it's hard out here for a pimp, Terrence Howard, who got a lot of backlash when Terrence Howard said that all those people that went to the Diddy parties, all those dudes sold their souls and sold their you-know-whats, right? And that you had to do certain things to get to the upper echelon. But in front of everybody that's listening to this video, I thought I was saying yesterday when they said, hey man, Ticket, why would he be hanging around Jay-Z at that time? Why? Doesn't make any sense, Ticket. Doesn't make any sense why he would be hanging around. Jay-Z wasn't that famous. 1996, Jay-Z had reasonable doubt. I did the
maybe it was cocaine. Now let me stop.
Homework.
Nah, for real, yo.
You know what I found out? I looked up, and I'm going to put this on the screen. Matter of fact, let me put this on the screen. Now again, this doesn't prove anything about Jay-Z or if he's saying, and I want to make that very, very clear. This doesn't say, hey, Jay-Z's guilty of these crimes, this and the third. But I do want to point this out. And that is, right, the information, right, that I pulled up. And I asked this question. I did my, and the question I asked was did Jay-Z career take off after 1996? And you know the answer I got?
Yes, it did.
Yes, it did.
I'm gonna show you on the screen.
It's crazy. Oh my God, bro. I do not like what's happening. This is not cool at all. What the fuck? You feel me? Hold up, man. Wowzer. I thought he was gonna go to, maybe you're supplying them with the, yeah, right, whatever. But wow. Okay. Maybe he was too. Who knows about that? You know what I mean?
Maybe Epstein was the connect.
They said they all do coke, you know that for sure. Maybe, who knows?
I mean, he had the plan.
He said, did Jay-Z career take off after 96? Jay-Z first album was not considered a big hit, you know what I mean?
No, 95
Until later.
That was not big. Volume 2, that was the big one.
He's so hard. And I did find he had some push. He had the industry behind him somehow. He had major push. Wow. Okay. This dude is on or something. I'm gonna let him rock out a little bit. I got other videos to play tonight.
The answer I got. Let me put this on the screen for you guys. The answer, it blew my socks off. It completely blew my socks off.
Blew my socks off? What the?
And I was just like, damn, bro. Like, it really made me sit back and I had to really sit back and think, like, yo, what the hell is going on, man?
That's how
and I'm going to show you guys this. Everybody's watching this video. I'm going to show y'all this. Right? I'm going to show y'all this, right? Y'all smash the like button, share the video as y'all come on in.
For sure.
All right. I want to show everybody what I'm talking about right here. Let's put this on the screen. So you guys, I asked that question. And this is the answer I got. Did Jay-Z's career, top right-hand corner, take off after 1996? The answer was yes. Jay-Z's career didn't just take off after 1996. It exploded into a decade-long run of commercial dominance and cultural influence that eventually made him hip-hop's first billionaire.
But it wasn't his music. Well, me, when I think about it, I never had him in my, as far as lyricist type of shit. It was basically because he was the money man and he was like the boss. That's why we was like, yeah, Jay-Z. But not for no, you know what I mean, no hell of a lyrics or songs or shit like that. For me personally, you know what I mean?
No, he was good, but he wasn't the greatest rapper alive at all.
And I always wondered, why the fuck in the beginning, sometimes I was like, what's going on? I'm not getting something.
I remember being angry when he started saying that. I was like, who do you think you are claiming that title?
But he the first one to even mention that type of shit. He brought that to the table. The God, MC, me, Jay.
He's the 40 million boy.
And then the three, the people, Jay-Z and Nas, he threw himself in there, and then it became law. Wait, what happened to all the other, you know what I mean?
Because if you say something enough, people will believe it.
He said his career exploded. I like this. Hold on.
While his 1996 debut, Reasonable Doubt, is now considered a classic, it was a modest, independent release at that time. Yeah. His true takeoff into superstardom happened over the following years. His commercial breakthrough was in 1998.
I'm thinking Coke got something to do with it too. I'm thinking, oh, you Roc-A-Fella, you the guy, somebody got it. I'm like, said, and he was, that's all just me,
But look, if someone like Harvey Weinstein wanted cocaine, the last person would go to some street thug named Jay-Z. Give me a break.
No, he wasn't a street thug at that time. He was.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. He'll go directly to the source. It's Harvey fucking Weinstein. He's not getting anything. Someone will get it for him.
Nah,
That's crazy.
Things happen when dudes to talk slick. They could.
I think this is dirtier than drugs.
Third album, Volume 2, Hard Knock Life, propelled him to mainstream fame. It was his first #1 album. It featured a massive crossover hit, Hard Knock Life Ghetto Anthem, which introduced the audience. Dominance in the early 2000s, following a 1998 Jay-Z release, a string of critically
we all know
has
that.
been
Hold on, no.
bought off by Jay-Z. What the hell?
Bought off by Jay-Z.
You had real life people who are rich in other levels in 2014 talking about Jay-Z in private emails. And I'm going to read this email again. Sao Paulo, watch the TV ads on the Super Bowl. It's all about hip blacks and their hip cars with white women. The group that should be in the streets.
He sound like a rich, frustrated.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely a little racial undertone there.
Yeah, you hear that.
Has been bought off by Jay-Z. What the hell is Jeff Staley of Blue Mountain Capital doing talking to Jeffrey Epstein about Jay-Z? What is he doing?
It's not good.
What is he doing?
What do you think that's about? They talk about the Super Bowl.
They're talking about how he got involved and he basically took their position out of the Super Bowl, coming up at the halftime show and everything.
Oh, man.
Answer that question.
They don't like when you play with that money.
Hit black guys and hot.
And for shits and giggles.
Hot
white weddings.
I wasn't even going to get it to y'all now. But I might as well give it to you now.
Go ahead.
Let's go.
Jay-Z is in the Epstein files too. Jay-Z's high-powered lawyer. That just
But the Epstein files, what does that mean? Because, okay, they met Jay-Z in that email. That's the dude talking to Epstein about him. That puts him in the Epstein files, you feel me? That's not really.
Yeah, not really, but like, it sucks that your name's mentioned.
Yeah, so, because that wasn't in like a negative light like that. That wasn't like.
That was about business.
Yeah, but I don't think that's only mentioned, but I'm just saying, like, damn.
got him off that case. Alex Spiro against Tony Busby, and where Tony Busby is in current court litigation, right? Going hard to paint, right? He is in the files too, in the private messages, the emails, and for Alex Spiro's part, Jay-Z's lawyer is described in those Epstein emails as a quote-unquote stone cold killer.
Yeah, lawyer.
End quote.
Of course he is. Of course
I will put that on the
Jay-Z lawyer.
Right there. As you see, these are all in the files. It's all coming out. Why are all these people in the Epstein files? This was back in 2018.
I get it, because it's like, why any even dealings with Epstein is out of pocket. That means you're dealing with him on the level to where y'all at that island together and, and shit like that. Because if there's no business dealings with him, what's the dealings with him? You feel me?
Yeah, for sure.
Staff took Alex Spiro, his NYC partner, stone cold killer. This is on an iMessage. in the Epstein files. Also, another one. Yes, Alex Spiro and Burke both have worked with Ben and say Harvey can't handle that he is going away for 20 years. They're talking about Epstein. Read this again. Yes, Alex Spiro and Burke have both worked with Ben and say Harvey can't handle, Harvey Weinstein, they're talking about, that he is going away for 20 years. Read that again. This is about Harvey Weinstein in the Epstein files.
They all homies. They all rock together.
Nasty word.
Yes, Alex Spiro.
So it sounds like somebody worried too. Like, oh, he can't handle that. He might talk.
Mm-hmm.
And Burke have both worked with Ben.
That's how the mob talk. Uh-oh. He can't. You think he can handle that? No. You gotta get his ass out of here. Get him out of here. Because he's going to tell on all of us.
And say that Harvey Weinstein, can't handle that he is going away for 20 years. Then look at the next message below. In 2019. It says, yes, but like DJT, we all know who that is, Donald J. Trump. Yes, but like DJT, he told Ben how to fight. Let me repeat myself again.
Say it again. Say it again.
Yes, this is the response. Multiple participants. Yes, but like Donald J. Trump, he told Ben how to fight it. And May 6th. Instead of letting the girl that was proven fake wait until the trial, that would have damaged all. He wanted it out in the press that she was untruthful, amateur bully. For whatever you take that as meaning. Again, this was all in the Epstein files.
Bottom line is, this is not good for Jay-Z.
Yeah, cold hard facts.
That's a cold fact of life. And I'm not laughing like that. I'm just laughing at, I'm amazed like how quick something, somebody's world could turn upside down. Like, bloop, you feel me?
Yeah.
It's crazy as fuck. You think as they say, the bigger you are, the harder you fall. Man. On that road to riches, try to remain righteous. Is all that bullshit gonna come back to you? The fuck shit. Oh my God, man. Because he should. I don't even know. Like, he's mingling with these people. Like, he knows. I don't see how you don't know what's going on with these people. Like, you feel me? When they talking and they partying, you see what they was. You know what's going on.
Yeah, you're around foul characters.
Foul characters. We expect it from a drug dealer, though. Let's be honest. The guy, he's from the streets. He said he's from the projects. He's a drug dealer. What did we expect it from that? You feel me? Shout out to Official Campaign, man. Real one. Go subscribe to him. Like, what did we expect it? But at the same time, when you change your image and you build your career, you get your family, and you talking about this and that and all this positive shit. Yeah, be careful because the dirt gonna come back around, and a lot of questions to be answered. This is gonna damage Beyonce's whole legacy too. You feel me?
For sure.
Crazy shit.
And out of all these 3 million files and all of these emails and everything we're gonna find, none of this was deemed credible to any other. From what we know right now, we don't know if they are doing another investigation and they might be quiet and this was just revealed because it was in the Epstein files and they're working on other investigations. We don't know. But as of right now, these guys there hasn't been any type of announcement or any type of, official allegations or charges against these guys. Just the things that you see in these FBI reports, where people called the crisis line and made reports over the years. And everybody asked, why these people didn't go to the cops, man? Why they didn't go? They did. They did. See, you didn't know they did. This shit was hidden in the Epstein files. You have to ask yourself a question. How in the blue hell was Jeffrey Epstein linked to so many people?
You know
how?
He had what they want.
All across the spectrum. How in the hell is all of these people in Jeffrey Epstein's files? In Jeffrey Epstein's emails? In Jeffrey Epstein's text messages? How is all these people in here? Think about this. Think about all the different things that I showed y'all. You've got a guy named Jeff Daly looking it up. Look it up. Writing to Jeffrey Epstein about Jay-Z, saying that Jay-Z brought off the group that should be in the streets. The blacks, the hip blacks with the hip cars with the white woman. It made me think about something Gene Deal said. He made a comment in the past about white chicks, and I won't even get into that. Maybe if he sees this video, he can talk about that part. Let me rewind this again. You got to read these emails in the Epstein files. This shit is crazy. So the email says again, this is to Jeffrey Epstein. Whoever wrote this is a stone cold racist. But
that's just the beginning, man. And they got Pusha T all in it. Hov is under pressure. He and his team is actively doing things to obviously because because that's Jay-Z. But I'm just saying that it's interesting. Instagram, he took down a lot of different shit. Changed it all up. It's like, damn, this is something that, because usually you see Hov go through things and you're like, okay, he got it, he ain't tripping. But right now, it look like he got a little pressure, you feel me? 50 Cent definitely reacted to it, said he gonna make a documentary. 50 Cent said,
He's gonna make a doc on everybody.
That's what he said. He said, I'm gonna make a documentary out of this. Imagine. For him to say that means it's more than what we see then. How you gonna, you need a lot for a documentary.
Yeah. Well, if anybody can do this,
50 and Hov had a little lightweight beef, rap beef.
Yeah, a little something. That'd be 50 on.
But it wasn't too heavy. But this could turn it into something crazy. If you make a documentary on Jay-Z.
Well, Jay-Z was saying 50's name before 50 even got on.
Yeah, I'm about $1. The fuck is 50 Cent?
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. And then 50 came back with that. It's best you be a gentleman.
Oh man, I forgot about that.
Killed it. His business accolades, we all praise him for that because that's what the fuck we want. Somebody like that's true, getting that money. But even before, they saying he was finessing all these artists to get to be the first rap billionaire. I'm like, wait a minute. Let's see what's up with this. I think
with someone who learned business on the streets of Brooklyn during the crack era. You're not just dealing with a rapper or a CEO. You're dealing with someone who sees every handshake as a potential setup. At 12 years old, Sean Carter shot his own brother in the trauma. That was his first lesson in protecting assets and establishing consequences. In the Marcy projects, that kind of decision-making would become second nature. By 13, Carter was deep in the crack game. But here's what separates his story from every other dealer-turned-rapper narrative. Jay wasn't just slinging rocks to survive. He was...
No, but honestly, because you really are overestimating this shit, how these dudes get their drugs. They don't give a fuck where they get it from. You really don't think Jay was able to... Why was he at these parties then? You think he was at these parties to freak off or for his rap career or something? Like, I mean, how did he get at these parties? That's what I mean. Not why, but how.
I think they needed to get somebody under their control that was going to be big in the rap game, that they could be implemental in making big, and they chose him for one reason or another.
What's the reason they chose him? It was a bunch of...
Because they could take anybody, but they seen something in them that they fucked with.
Nah, he ain't anybody. He's not anybody. He turned into, like, come on now.
Right, but they allowed that. It could have been anybody else.
I don't think so. You take it
away. Jay-Z didn't take his music from Brooklyn and bring it worldwide. Other people did that. The reason why they...
I'm not talking about his music.
But I don't think it's
about his music now. We're talking about his business tactics and what he did and accomplished.
Sure, I can't speak on that. All I'm saying is that he was chosen for whatever reason.
Because he was supplying
more than drugs. I think it's his willingness to do things.
Oh, man.
Studying the entire supply chain, learning how money moved, how territories worked, and most importantly, how trust could be weaponized. According to his own accounts, Jay was product from New York to Virginia and beyond. We're talking about a teenager running multi-state operations while most kids his age were worried about homework. But the real education wasn't in the drug, it was in the relationships. Dame Dash, who would later become his business partner and eventual victim, has spoken about how Jay operated even back then. He wasn't the loudest guy in the room or the most flashy. He was the one watching, calculating, figuring out who had what and how to get it. Memphis Bleak, one of Jay's oldest friends, tells a story about visiting Jay's apartment in the mid-90s. He asked to borrow $100 and Jay told him to go to his nightstand drawer. When Bleak opened it, he found stacks of hundreds filling every drawer in the room. The message was clear. Jay always had more than he showed, and he always knew exactly what everyone around him needed. This wasn't just about drug money. This was about understanding leverage. Jay learned early that information was power, that appearing smaller than you are gives you an advantage, and that the best move is often the one nobody sees coming. And these lessons would become the foundation of every business deal he'd make for the next 30 years. The transition from drug dealer to rapper wasn't just a career change for Jay-Z, it was the first major finesse of his life. Dealers either got locked up or stayed in the game until it killed them. Jay saw something nobody else did. Hip-hop was about to become the new crack game, but legal. Here's where the story gets interesting. Jay didn't just decide to rap one day. He'd been writing rhymes since he was a kid, practicing flows on the subway rides between drug runs. But he kept that passion hidden from his street associates because showing artistic ambition could be seen as weakness in that world. Jaz-O, an older rapper from the projects, became Jay's first mentor.
How he go from this to the Harvey Weinstein parties to the first billionaire, multi-billionaire rapper, you feel me? I'm trying to figure it out. There's something that we missing here. There's something we missing. Because you said, you did make a good point. They let him, but I still think there was something involved in that picking and choosing. It wasn't no random pick. You know what I mean?
Mentor in the music game. But even this relationship shows Jay's calculating nature. While Jaz-O thought he was helping a young kid learn the ropes, Jay was actually studying how the music industry worked, and more importantly, how artists got exploited. When Jaz-O got a record deal with EMI, he brought Jay along to London for recording sessions. The album flopped, and EMI dropped Jaz-O without warning. But Jay wasn't discouraged. He was taking notes. He watched how the label executives treated Jaz-O like a disposable commodity, and he made a mental note: never be in a position where someone else controls your destiny. By the mid-90s, Jay was still moving weight, but he was also shopping demo tapes around New York. Every major label passed on him. They said he was too old, his flow was too complex, his subject matter was too street. But what they didn't realize was that every rejection was just more data for Jay to process. He wasn't just trying to get signed, he was learning how the industry worked so he could eventually control it. The turning point came when he met Dame Dash through DJ Clark Kent. Dame was managing a group called Original Flavor. and he had the kind of aggressive, in-your-face energy that complemented Jay's more calculated approach. But even from the beginning...
Dame was managing Original Flavor. Okay, I remember that. And then Jay did that song on Original Flavor with them. He was rocking with them for a minute.
Their partnership...
You remember that song? It was like... rapping like Foo Schnickens.
Was built on a fundamental misunderstanding. Dame thought they were building something together as equals. Jay was already planning his exit strategy. In 1995, Jay-Z, Dame Dash, and Kareem Biggs Burke founded Roc-A-Fella Records with one goal: to release Jay's debut album, Reasonable Doubt. But what looked like three friends starting a label was actually the beginning of Jay's most elaborate long-term finesse. Here's how the setup worked. Dame brought the hustle and the connections, Biggs brought the business sense and the calm demeanor, and Jay brought the talent. On paper, it was an equal three-way split. In reality, Jay was positioning himself as the indispensable asset while his partners did the heavy lifting. The genius of the Roc-A-Fella structure was that it gave Jay all the benefits of independence while his partners took all the risks. Dame was the one arguing with radio programmers, fighting with distributors, and making enemies in boardrooms. Biggs was handling the paperwork, managing the money, and dealing with the day-to-day operations. Meanwhile, Jay was in the studio, building his brand and quietly studying how his partners operated so he could eventually operate without them. Reasonable Doubt was released independently in 1996, and while it didn't immediately blow up commercially, it established Jay as a serious lyricist. But more importantly, it proved that the Roc-A-Fella model could work. They had created a successful independent label that could compete with major labels. That success attracted the attention of Def Jam, and this is where Jay's long-term thinking started to pay off. Instead of signing a traditional artist deal, Jay negotiated something unprecedented, a 50-50 partnership between Roc-A-Fella and Def Jam. On the surface, this looked like a win for everyone. Roc-A-Fella got major label distribution and...
The rich-ass dope boy, nigga, I'm telling you, Coke got him in the building. He was serving them boys, man. He was serving them.
Marketing muscle, while Def Jam got access to one of hip-hop's rising stars. But Jay had structured the deal in a way that gave him max...
He ran like, nah, he was just going to the parties in the islands.
Flexibility for...
I think that they saw him as their doorway into a big amount of money in hip-hop.
I don't see. Oh, maybe because they think ahead. They think way ahead. I don't know. You might be right. I don't know because that's crazy too. But they do think ahead like that because we talked about how where did guns come from? Where did this thug? I'm talking about in hip hop. As far as hip hop, where does thug image come from? This gangster image and all this stuff. And now the labels rock with it. They put that in there intentionally. So they could have. Hey, I don't know. That's kind of. It makes a little sense. They seen him as okay. We could build him to be that. That guy.
Our bridge funding into hip hop in R&B.
Wowzer.
Future moves. Dame Dash has said in interviews that he thought they were building a dynasty that would last forever. He envisioned Roc-A-Fella as hip-hop's version of Motown, with multiple generations of artists building wealth together. Jay was already planning how to take it all for himself.
Yeah, I know. But Dash credibility gets shot because it's like he's got money problems and if he was rich right now, then it'd be like, yeah, Dash was right there. But now people are like, man, whatever, homie, you ain't. You know what I mean? Yeah. I fuck with Dash, though.
The first sign of trouble came during the Hard Knock Life era in 1998. The album was a massive success, going multi-platinum and establishing Jay as a mainstream star. But instead of celebrating with his partners, Jay started making moves that would benefit him individually. He began building relationships with Def Jam executives behind Dame's back. He started positioning himself as the reasonable partner who could work within the corporate structure, while Dame was painted as the difficult one who caused problems. This wasn't accidental. Jay understood that in any partnership, the person who controls the relationships with outside power brokers eventually controls the partnership itself. While Jay was positioning himself for his eventual takeover, he was simultaneously building a system that would exploit young artists for decades. The Roc-A-Fella roster became a case study in how to extract maximum value from talent while giving minimal returns. Let's start with Beanie Sigel, one of the most talented rappers ever signed.
Now, I just played earlier, Gilly speaking on the deal that he turned down with Roc-A-Fella. He said it looked like a slave deal. And he turned out to be right. Because you look at these artists that were signed to Roc-A-Fella, it's like a bad boy situation. most of them is fucked up right now.
Yeah.
Siegel got a cooking food truck in Philly. You feel me? Imagine.
Jesus.
I know, but shout out to him. We ain't knocking him. But we looked at him larger than life back then. We thought he was, you know what I mean? But he's on a food truck now with his family. It's like, damn, all that money he generated.
To the label. Beans was discovered by Jay in Philadelphia, and his raw talent was undeniable. But the contract he signed was structured to benefit Roc-A-Fella far more than it benefited him. According to industry insiders, Beanie's deal was a standard 360 contract, meaning Roc-A-Fella took a percentage of everything: album sales, touring, merchandise, even appearance fees. But here's the kicker. The percentages were heavily weighted toward the label, and the recoupment terms were designed to keep artists in debt.
But at the same time, you know, Jay-Z a genius. Like, some people don't got that business mind to get the money and learn how to flip it and do this and that. Most people don't. So, you know, we know he made a lot of money. He was pushing 2 Bentleys at one time. So it's like he had money, but it's just a shame because it's like, damn, you set up better. But we know he spent money. He was bad with money. He was fighting cases and all kind of dumb shit. So, hey.
Yeah. And money goes quick, man, especially when you get in legal troubles.
Yeah, that's a fact.
The root of all evil.
Beanie Siegel has spoken publicly about how his album, The Truth, should have made him wealthy, but instead he barely saw any money from it. The album was critically acclaimed and commercially successful, but after recoupment, marketing costs, and label fees, Beanie's share was minimal. This wasn't an accident or poor management. It was the system working exactly as designed. Memphis Bleek, despite being Jay's childhood friend, got an even worse deal. Bleek was essentially used as a hype man and opening act for Jay's tours, but his solo career was never given the marketing support it needed to succeed. When Bleek's albums underperformed, it was blamed on his lack of talent rather than the label's lack of investment. But the most telling example is Kanye West. Kanye was producing hits for Jay and other Roc-A-Fella artists, but when he wanted to rap, he was repeatedly told no. Jay and Dame didn't see Kanye as rapper material. They wanted to keep him behind the boards making beats. Kanye has talked about how he had to essentially force his way into a rap career by creating Through the Wire and building buzz.
Nah, he shitted on Dame Dash. Dame Dash gave him a chance. Fuck off. Yeah, don't say that.
Independently. Even then, his deal...
He was wrong. He just said independently. He's a goofy. Dame Dash signed him, man. I fuck with the channel, but we don't get that right. Dame Dash gave in.
With Roc-A-Fella was structured as a producer, meaning his rap career was treated as a side project. The pattern was clear. Roc-A-Fella would sign talented artists, extract their best work, and then limit their ability to build independent wealth or leverage. Artists were kept dependent on the label for everything from studio time to promotional support. Meanwhile, independent revenue streams through endorsement deals, business ventures, and strategic partnerships that his label mates weren't privy to.
That's their problem.
You deal with what you signed, basically.
Yes.
That's why there's contracts.
Yeah, exactly.
Samsung, Sprint, and Live Nation endorsement deals. They were strategic alliances that gave him equity stakes and decision-making power in major corporations. The Samsung deal for Magna Carta Holy Grail was particularly revealing. Samsung paid Jay $5 million to give away 1 million copies of his album to Galaxy users. This allowed Jay to go platinum before the album was even released to the general public, while also building a relationship with one of the world's largest technology company. Also demonstrated how Jay had learned to manipulate industry metrics for his own benefit. By pre-selling albums to corporations, he
This channel is a hater. I like this channel though, 'cause I'm a hater too. Damn. This is a hater channel. I fuck with it.
could achieve chart success and industry recognition without actually selling music to fans. These corporate relationships became the foundation for Jay's entry into venture capital and private equity. His investment firm, Marcy Venture Partners, has stakes in dozens of companies across multiple industries, from cannabis to financial services. The capital for these investments came directly from the wealth Jay had extracted from artists and partners over the previous 2 decades. The exploitation of young rappers in the 1990s and 2000s had generated the resources that allowed Jay to become a legitimate business mogul in the 2000s and 10s. Jay-Z's transformation into a billionaire didn't end his exploitation of young artists. It just made him more sophisticated about it. Today's Roc Nation operates as a fully integrated entertainment machine that can extract value from artists at every stage of their careers while maintaining the appearance of being artist-friendly. The modern Roc Nation model represents the evolution of everything Jay learned from his early finessing. Instead of the crude exploitation tactics used on artists like Beanie Siegel and Memphis Bleak, today's system uses data analytics, social media manipulation, and complex financial instruments to maximize extraction while minimizing artist awareness. Let's examine how this works with current Roc Nation artists. Megan Thee Stallion's situation illustrates the sophistication of modern music industry exploitation. When Megan signed with Roc Nation for management in 2019, it was presented as a partnership that would help her navigate industry politics and build her brand. But Roc Nation's involvement in Megan...
It's The Rock. She's a billionaire. But he's not even like, he made some billionaires. Let's not do that now. You tripping.
The year that Jay-Z dropped his first album.
Definitely made some billionaires. And
I don't know about billionaires. Big money millionaires for sure.
What's the truth?
Well, Beyonce and I mean not Beyonce, even Beyonce, but Rihanna and Kanye. I mean,
yeah, no, that's true. Yeah.
The question is, do they own it?
Let's get back to that Epstein stuff. I want to see somebody else's take.
About Jay-Z, Pusha T, and Epstein. What's up, word? Your boy Charles Brown back again, talking facts. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe and notification bell. Keep sending those cash outs to COBMG. Join that membership and all you buying that merch down below, gang. We're here again, gang. We're here once again. We're seeing it in real time. We're seeing Jay-Z being blamed and accused of doing some heinous acts with little to no evidence, and I want to break down the truth because there are certain individuals who don't need any evidence. They don't need any proof. They don't even need any truth.
That's true.
They want to run with this so fast. I saw people last night. They were going so fast with this. They didn't even have time to examine the document. They were already calling your boy a rapist, a sex trafficker, and this, that, and the third. They were posting Tory Lane's dad on all kind of stuff, saying Roc-A-Fella Roc Nation was finally on its downfall, and we were about to see the end of Jay-Z, Pusha T, and everyone else. All of the Drake Boo Birds.
That's a fact. You ain't lying, man.
Were out in full force, calling this man this, that, and the third, and didn't need it, didn't want it, didn't have an issue with even processing anything related to the truth. What the Jay-Z situation is, and I want to talk about this because we were here a year ago, and I was one of the first people on the first train to actually, I know we have this thing, we're supposed to go with the accusers first, but the very first accuser of Jay-Z, when she said it was Jay-Z and Diddy at a time where it was cool to say Diddy and Jay-Z and this, that, and the third, I listened to her story, I read it upside down, and I was one of the first people saying it didn't jive right. It didn't pass the smell test, and it didn't make no sense. And slowly but surely, as time went on, the internet went from, I want to say 20/80 to 80/20. That young woman who claimed Jay-Z did this, that, and the third while she was in New York at a MTV Video Awards, and then she got somehow escorted by a limousine driver to Diddy's home in Jersey. At some time in the morning, she was a minor. Her dad dropped her off in New York, Manhattan, of all places, right? She dropped her in Manhattan from somewhere around Albany, New York, somewhere 8 hours away. He drove her there, dropped her in Manhattan because she wanted to go. Not her dad, her friend, right? Her dad came back and got her. Sorry, her friend dropped her in New York. She stumbled on Diddy's limo driver. The limo driver told her, "Stay here. Be right. I'll be back later to pick you up for a party." She stayed there and waited. He came back a few hours later, once the MTV Awards was over, picked her up, took her to Jersey, took her to some home that he allegedly had in Jersey, and had her in the living room, sitting down, talking to various artists that 3 million new documents have been released from the Epstein files, and it's already causing a furor. 2 names that appeared in the files include Pusha T and Jay-Z, but what have they allegedly done? Here are the facts. What you need to know now, we're going to pick this through because a lot of people are online. They have no desire to tell you the truth. They have no desire to look any deeper. They're just like, the FBI released it. That's the facts.
We do here. Bullight Network.
They're not telling you that this is an intake form. Someone called this hotline in 2019 of all things, talking about something that happened in allegedly in 1996 and allegedly in 2007. This is 20 years. What they're not telling you is if Jeffrey Epstein is in the minors, this person that called wasn't a minor by the time they said Pusha T came around, right? So this is a grown person saying, "Oh, look, 20 years of this," like, but. Let's just stay focused and let's read this situation. It's a lot to unpack. And the people that want the facts, we're going to have factual conversation. What you need to know. According to the FBI intake reports, both rappers appear in the documents through unverified records. These records are not verified, but you can't tell that on Twitter because they're clapping their hands and stomping their feet. But let's just keep talking. Not Epstein's own flight logs. Now, mind you, I did a little independent research. Jay-Z is not on any Epstein flight logs. I also Googled that if Jay-Z had any relationship with Jeffrey Epstein at all. The survey says no. There is no documented relationship with these two guys whatsoever. But the facts don't matter when you want them to be guilty, right? They're going to say that doesn't matter. He's not on any flight logs. He doesn't have any known relationship with this guy whatsoever. Well, it could have been secret. Okay. It ain't that many people that can be in business for 20 years for secret, but let's just keep it pushing. Matter of fact, how long ago is 1996, right? So let's just stay focused, okay? Very long time ago, but somehow, some way, they're gonna say it's cap, right? End of the day, there's no documented relationship with them. Keep that in mind as we keep going.
Great grandson in the building of We Built the We. Shout out to my brother Bull Light. Let's see what's going on with these allegations and everything about Jay-Z. These are allegations, y'all. You heard? But this is nasty work that's going on, you know? Stay tuned. This is great grandson of We're Building We.
We must have fixed it because the road back around. Every light us out already got here one non-stop fire road.
Got another brother, we're building weight. OG right there. Go subscribe to his channel.
We rebuilding to last forever, reaching for the future. No matter the weather, we strong. We focus, get into the bag. Moving small with silence, never been the ones to brag. Haters see and hear the name, we rebuilding, we everlasting in the game. Stay far away from lanes. Praise the rules and Prince and Paul the name. We are not the same. Praise the rules and Prince and Paul the name. We are not the same. Are not the same. And we are not the same. Praise the rules and Prince and Paul the name. We are not the same.
Too much going on. Yeah, I can't because she keep asking me these questions and yes.
Yes, you remember telling the type of gave her that?
I don't remember what I done told the police.
Why would you snitch on your brother to lighten
would you let them use you like that? It is because you have no love for yourself, no love for your people.